So yeah, this segment, guys, we're going to talk about something that we do is probably a little unconventional. You know, you hear about wristbands a lot with the offensive side of the ball, but we've been doing it the 3 years prior when I was DC at Loganville. We started using them, and one of the things that one of the reasons we went to it, and you probably can't read that there, but initially it started as a way to try to help us defend tempo, and I thought it was pretty good hearing Coach Pruitt earlier today, and if you guys had a chance to hear Buster Faulkner speak last night, you know, and Buster, you know, he sat in here and he was talking about how, you know, they want to go tempo, and he was talking about package plays, and they have 2 plays that they put together, and they want to be able to run up and not even look over to the sidelines because they want to be able to go that fast with the next play. And he said it, and you heard Coach Pruitt talk about it a little bit, and Coach Smart as well. You know, a lot of times their thinking is, well, let's take the chalk away from the defensive guys. Let's force them to stay, keep them from being able to bring their, you know, their pressure packages. And at the time over there, our offense was using the wristbands, and we started thinking and talking about, well, why can't we do that defensively? You know, why couldn't we come up with something where we can be simple and at the same time be multiple? And if they want to go tempo, we can still, if we want to, we can dial it up. We can bring pressure. Some of the things that also we thought was good about it was we were able to spend a lot more time working on our base technique. You know, last year obviously was an installation year for us defensively, but you'll see as we go through this, there's not a whole lot that we have to put on the kids. I mean, you go position by position, and we started breaking down, okay, well, our strong defensive end, how many different techniques and things do we need him to do? Whether it's this blitz, whether we want him to, you know, to knife inside, whether we want him to bull rush the offensive tackle, whether he's in the 7 technique or whether he has to climb. There really isn't a whole lot that we would ask of that guy. So once we teach them these words and what they're responsible for a particular word, we get to spend a lot of time just talking about base and what are we going to do in base technique. And that's a lot of what we were talking about today in the earlier segment when we were talking about defending counter and power. It frees you up, I think, to spend more time on, okay, what are our base responsibilities? Where do my eyes need to be? Where's my alignment? You know, all that stuff that's obviously vitally important. So now this next screen here is going to be our call sheet, or it's one side of our call sheet. And when you look at it, you're going to be like, man, I thought it was supposed to simplify things because it looks a little chaotic. But and you definitely can't read that. But what we've got with our bands here this is our call sheet. This is just what the coaches see. But we kind of group the things into the types of blitzes that we'd like to bring. So you know, over on the left-hand side, we've got our dog blitzes. Now our dog blitzes are when we're bringing a linebacker and a safety. Most of the time it's from the same side, but again, that's the beauty with these wristbands is, you know, we can package odd blitzes. You know, we can have a safety coming off the edge, and we can have the other linebacker coming. But if it's a dog blitz, it typically goes over here. A lot of stuff going on there. Then we've got our smokes and lions in the next column. Now these are our one safety blitzes. So for us, our smoke blitzes are going to be safety coming off the tip. He's coming outside. The lion blitzes, it's basically the same kind of scheme except for we're going to have the end climbing, and then that safety who previously might have been coming off the tip, now he's going to come underneath. You know, that defensive end will climb, and he's going to scoop underneath. This middle column here, as you can see, these are our blitzes where we've got Mike and or Will. Just one of those guys is coming on a pressure. And for this particular week, we like playing a lot of cover 3 because we can bring one of those inside backers, and then we can have a 3 under 3 deep look with a 5-man pressure. This next column here, these are our bullets blitzes, and these are where we're bringing both of our inside linebackers. And a lot of stuff that we can do there. I'll talk about it a little bit later. With our bullets blitzes, we can play what we call blue, or it's like, you know, it's your straight 0. But you can also, if you're playing a team that doesn't do a lot of middle screen, you know, the back just kind of turn around and sitting there right there in the middle, you can also tell we can still bring a 6-man pressure, but we can play man free. And we can tell the defensive ends they need to be on alert. If the back is set to them, they would basically be on pill control. So it's a way to kind of cheat it a little bit. You can bring a, you know, quote unquote 6-man pressure and still play man free behind it. And then our last column here, this is our, a lot of our base calls. We do mix in some base into the other colors. The way that we send it in, this is an example of what one of our wristbands looks like for the kids. And they've got the 5 colors, and there are 10 calls, but we only have, like when we're sending in our signals from the sidelines, we might be signaling in yellow, and then we've got a coach that's holding up a number. So we might be signaling in yellow 2, and that's all that's going on. We're calling that over the headset yellow, and the coach is calling it 2, and all 11 kids are looking at yellow 2 on their band. So for this one right here, this is the Panther band, which is our weak safety. Yellow 2, he looks down, it says smoke. So you know what he's going to do? He's about to come off the edge. Yes, sir. Well, we use, we can just go bass. If we just throw up a fist, for us, that's tight G bass, and we're playing bass. And we do have some one-word calls that we can do primarily on a hash, where we can base it off of, strong being to the field side and weak from the boundary. But yeah, we pretty much send in just about everything from a wristband. We've got, for us, this is white, we've got blue, we have green, and then we have red. And then so that's it from those 5 colors. And then, like I said, we actually have 5. Well, we've got one coach that has like 0, 1. He's got 0 on one side and 1 on the other. He also has 2 and 3, and then he has 4 and 5. And then we have another coach that has the 6, 7, and the 8 and 9. So with that, we can get in pretty quick. I mean, they can be going as fast as they want, but we can also be going fast, and we don't have to get out of whatever it is that any kind of pressure that we want to do. So talking about how each position we have a handful of calls, really words that they have to understand. And so our Sam is our strong defensive end, and the words that we give him. Oh, well, there's what a Sam band looks like. So again, that's our strong end, and there isn't a whole lot that's up there. Now we have a lot of blitzes and a lot of craziness that we can bring with that, but he only has 7 or 8 things that he has to learn. A lot of it, as you can see, is 5 technique, and that's his base. That's his base alignment, and he's playing his base rules there. But we've got, I was talking about earlier, our blitzes. We'll tell that guy. I mean, even though he's not technically involved in the blitz, we want to alert him that, hey man, pressure is coming. We're going to have two backers coming from the inside, and there's a really good chance that quarterback is going to have to squirt outside. So we want him to be, on extra alert when we're bringing both of those inside linebackers to be ready to play that. So crash is a call that we'll give him when we've got our dog blitzes. Okay, so we're going to have a safety cut. If you can kind of imagine, and I've got some cut-ups here for you in just a second, but if you can imagine our spur coming off the edge here, and then we also have a backer coming here. So when he's got crash, what he has to do, if it's a 2-man surface, he's got to bull rush the piss out of that tackle. Just bull rush him. If there's a 3-man surface, we're going to ask him to go ahead and take the C gap. All right. Face, this is a call, or this is something we'll give him when we're going to bring a smoke blitz. So if we've got a strong smoke on, we'll put face on his band, and that alerts him that he's basically crossing the face of the last man. If it's a 2-man surface, he's working a B gap. If it's a 3-man surface, he's taking the C gap. Flash, we try to pick a word that has an L in it. So for our Sam, flash means long stick to A. And a lot of times with our, we might have a tackle right here, and we might have him crossing the center, and we could have a linebacker coming here, and we could have a safety off the edge. And so, again, we'll be packaging. We're not going to just run a long stick just for the hell of it, okay? We're going to have something else going on. Like I said, a lot of times we'll have a tackle here. He'll cross the face of the center. We have a linebacker and a safety off the edge. Now, because of that, we have a call that we will make if it's a 3-man surface, and we had called flash, long stick. We'll tell him, we'll make a stay home call, and that stay home call will just alert the tackle, hey, you know what? Don't go crossing the center's face. you go ahead and take that A gap. We still get the dog blitz, but it's a way for us to be able to run the blitz. If it's a 2-man surface, we'll go ahead and run the flash. Versus a 3-man surface, we're going to stay right there and take C gap. All right, so I've got some different cutups here, and I'm trying to run it through Huddle, guys, because the downloaded version, it wouldn't show you the call and all that. So for us right here, we've got tight, it's eat, knife, mow, blue. Now that looks like a lot, but what this guy right here is thinking is he's crossing face. Okay, he's basically going to have eat. For us, it's going to be, he would have a crash, and our 3 technique would have a tag. And then the mow, and we'll get into this when we look at the backer stuff, but we've got basically both of our backers coming off the edge, and we're playing blue behind it. All right, so you can see right there for him, that's our Sam, or our strong in, and he's crashing inside right there. Okay, this would be a strong dog, so we're going to be bringing, we've got the spur off the edge, we're bringing the linebacker inside into the A gap, we've got a crash right here. Now, so again, for this guy, he's thinking, I've got a 2-man surface. He's got a crash on his band, so, he's got 2-man surface, and so what he's going to do is just bull rush that tackle. Now, another thing, too, we'll talk about when we get to the linebackers, but we've got another word for him. When we're bringing pressure on the other side, we'll have on the band for this linebacker, we will have bot. That's it, B-O-T. And that alerts him. He knows if he has bot on his band, he's going to have the backer out to him, backer out to me. So you'll see him a lot of times right there when we've got pressure coming from the other side. He's just keyed in right now. He knows that if this guy adds to the picture, that he's going to play it. All right, so right here, this is we've got a strong smoke. So for our Sam right here, he's got face on his band. So he's working to cross the face of this guy, and then we've got our safety coming off the edge. Now here's what I was talking about with bot. You can see that our linebacker here, he's just looking up this back. Now we almost get rubbed right here. We'd like for our corner to do a better job of keeping that guy from getting that inside release. But with that bot on his band, he's reading that back right now. Let's a little better look at it. Okay, again, we've got a strong smoke right here. All that he knows, or all he really needs to know, is he's running a face. Okay, so he's trying to cross the face of that tackle right there because it's a 2-man surface. Okay, so our other defensive end we call the end, and he's the weak defensive end, and you're going to see there's a lot of carryover here. That's what the ends band looks like, but he has similar responsibilities, and I mean obviously different words, but him, you know how we had for our Sam we had crash. So crash for our Sam end, the Sam defensive end, he's basically playing the same techniques that our end has when he has burst on his band. So if I'm playing in and I've got burst, 3-man surface, I'm crossing face. 2-man surface, I'm bull rushing the tackle. Knife, okay, knife is like face. You know, face for the Sam is like knife for our defensive end. So we'll package that with weak smokes. So if we're bringing the Panther off the edge, our end is going to have knife, and he is going to cross the face of the last man on the line of scrimmage. Okay, blade, another word. Remember long stick flash for our Sam? Okay, it's got the L in it. Blade also has an L in it. It's a different word because it's talking to our end instead of the Sam, but he's going to run the long stick. Okay, and here, if they go 12 personnel and we happen to have a weak dog with the blade on over here, that's fine. It's not going to get us out of it. We just have to make a call to alert our nose, who would have been crossing the face earlier, to stay home. All right, and so let's see here. I can barely read that. Okay, we got tight G, nub, burst, weak dog, rodeo. Okay, that's the coverage. Again, that sounds awful crazy as we're sitting in here talking about it, but our nose, he's got nub. Okay, our end, he has burst. Let's go to the next clip. I think we got the end zone of this. Okay, so yeah, talking to this guy right here, he's got burst. So he's thinking, all right, two-man surface, I'm going to bull rush this guy right here. And again, the weak dog, and we'll talk about this in a second, but the weak dog just indicates that we're bringing a linebacker and a safety. Okay, and you can see over here, okay, he's got bot on his band, remember? This play, he's got bot, there goes the back, and he's peeling with him. Okay, talking about it, I mean, here's the other thing that's cool about this too. You can get as creative as you want to, and you don't have to worry about overloading the kids, because it's not like they're going to have, the only thing that's different here, now talking about our end, we can run a dog blitz, and we can drop the end into coverage. Okay, and we can play cover 3 with it. So you'll notice we have our linebacker that's walked up. Here comes the Panther. So got a guy coming off the tip. We've got our linebacker coming as well. But the only thing that's different here as far as the defensive end is it says drop. Now he loves this stuff. He thinks he can drop out there and actually be in coverage and cover people. So we'll let him do it sometimes to the boundary. But you can see here, now as it turns out, it looks like we guessed wrong. We were thinking pass here. But so he's starting to drop right here. But, with the pressure from the blitz and everything, we're able to recover. But, had it turned into a pass, we have our end. He's got this area. We've got the other backer drop in the middle, and we've got another scarf player right. We call it a scarf technique because seam, got to take care of seam first, then kind of widen a little bit to the curl, and then at the end, if they throw it out there, he can rally to the flats. But, our spur and Panther, sometimes they'll just have scarf on their band. They look down there, they get the call scarf. They know that they've got that technique. I'm going to take care of seam first. They understand that it's probably within the confines of a cover 3 look. They do understand what's happening around them. But if I've got scarf, that's what I've got to take care of. I've got seam first, check curl, and then if they throw it out there, then we can rally flats. And that's what this guy's playing, and that's what our defensive end's playing when we're playing that weak dog with a 3 drop. Playing cover 3 behind it. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, here's one with a blade. So what we're trying to get this guy to do is he's going to run his long stick. Now, we've done it both ways, but we've had a little bit more success when we're running these dog blitzes with the blade of having the linebacker actually creep up and him going ahead and coming, and then we bring the blade after that. He's come clean a lot. Sometimes they'll pass that off and they'll try to come back on the guy running the blade, but if that's the case, our linebacker's probably coming clean. Or if none of that is coming clean, then this guy coming off the edge is coming clean. This backer right here, he's got bot. Now, I didn't mention this earlier because you guys may be thinking, well, what about if the back takes off that way? Who's responsible for him? And in general, it's going to be pill responsibility of that safety that's coming off the tip. So, like right now, this guy, he's got smoke on his band, and so he's about to run his smoke, but he's also aware pre-snap the fact that the back is set to me, so there's a little bit of a peel alert. Be ready, because if he were to take off here right now, I would have to come off of that thing. So as you can see, the blade, it's kind of a token blade as it turns out right here. He doesn't really, actually he does, he adds to it. But the original pressure was definitely from our linebacker that was creeping right here. But he does end up adding to the tackle here from the blade. All right, so for our tackle, our 3 technique, you guys are going to laugh at some of these words. It's pretty simplistic, but I think it's because I'm just simple-minded. But I mean, there's his band. Not a whole lot to it. He's either playing 3 technique or he's playing in a G. We've got some movements for him. His words are tag. So when he sees tag, he knows he's lining up in the 3 technique. Tag is tackling A gap. So he's taking 1 step and he's getting vertical in the A gap. If he sees tub, he's going to be in a G, and then he's going to end up in the B gap. So tackle in B gap is tub. And then when he's got tab, that's going to be tackle across the ball. So he's going to line up in a shade, and he's going to work across to the opposite A gap. What we got right here? Okay, so field swap. Let's see. Field swap. Okay, this is kind of crazy. This is what we see all this on our call sheet, but the kids don't have to deal with all this. This is field swap, face, tab, knock, stinger, 3 down. We stole this blitz from West Georgia. We're basically bringing a guy off the tip here. We've got we're crossing the face with the tackle. This nose, when he has knock, NOC, nose outside contain. So, and we would only do this to the boundary. Okay, we're not going to ask this tackle to go contain out there. I mean, that would be pretty stupid. But we'll do it sometimes in the boundary, and we'll just let him work outside right here. Now, the stinger part is for this guy. Okay, he would have stinger on his band, and they love this blitz, and it pops a lot. But he likes it. He's supposed to, in stinger, he's supposed to stab outside, and then he's folding all the way back underneath, and we just tell him to go to daylight. We don't try to get caught up in, okay, it's going to be in the A gap or it's going to be in this A gap. He just folds up underneath, and he's going to just, go where there's daylight. And a lot of times it's that guy that comes clean. Now they do dump it off. The cool thing about this too is it's pretty safe. I mean, there's a lot going on up front, but you still have 3 under 3 deep. Because this guy's working, he's working to scarf. Okay? This guy's band on this says mid-drop. It literally says mid-drop. So, he knows he's responsible for underneath. We've got another scarf player right here. And we've got thirds everywhere else. But yeah, this would be for that tackle, he's got tab there. All right, let's see here. What we got? Okay, swap tab. Again, we got tackle across the ball. So we'll do this, guys, when we want to bring, it's got bullet strong, so we're going to bring both inside linebackers to the strength. But if we're going to do that, we need to get the 3 technique out of the way. He's initially lined up as a shade. He needs to cross the center's face, and then we bring both backers strong. All right, so we got even, double tub, align. Okay, another cool thing that we want to stem. We want the guys to be able to stem. We want to be able to come from alignment. And this is another thing too that we can kind of dictate to them with the wristbands, because and we'll talk about this when we get to linebackers. But this right here for this guy, their bands say align. It literally says align Mike A, and the other guy says align Will A. So he reads that and he knows that we want him to blitz, but we want him to blitz from alignment. We don't want to creep. We can also put on there stem. And we're telling him pre-snap, we want you up in here, but you're going to be back and playing, from regular. We're just trying to stem and, like they were saying earlier, simulate pressure. But for this one, he's got align bullets A, or align Mike A and align Will A. Now for our tackle, since that's who we're talking about right now, he would have tub on his band. So you notice he is working outside. He's starting inside and he's working to the B gap, which opens it up for linebackers that are coming from alignment. You can see it better from here. Now, we do tell these guys, we use the phrase cheat to your work. So like if I know I'm supposed to end up in B gap, we do let them widen a little bit and cheat to that, but we're probably cheating a little bit too much right here because we're almost in the 3 technique. We would like him a little bit more in here, and then he can work his tub. Okay, so this is double tag. Again, that's just for us, but tag, again, is the tackle. He's going to take A gap. In this case, we're running double tag, and we're bringing bullets B. Now, again, the double tag is for us guys. Our nose band, his is going to actually say even nag. Okay, our 3 techniques band will say even tag. So he knows to line head up, and if I'm playing tackle, I'm going to work to A gap. Okay, you can also, obviously you can build in just line games. I mean, we don't have to bring the house all the time. So we can run eat. This is tight G eat, so that's our Sam, his band says face. So he's running a face. Our 3 techniques band, his has got tag. So we've got, you see this just a little game right here with these 2. And we could still cause some problems up front. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is stem. Same thing. You're talking about stemming earlier, and you want the guys to be able to do that, and you can just put on his band. You can say, hey, stem to a G. Stem G, and he knows he's going to move pre-snap. He'll line up in 3 technique, and he's going to move to a G. Okay, nose band, nag, same concepts, nub, nab. Okay. Here's so this one here is tight nab. So he's going to work across the ball, and then we're going to bring bullets weak. We're going to bring both backers to the weak side. Now we're blue right here, which means we're 0. So you'll notice our free safety, he's sitting there and he's just got that, he's dialed in on this dude. Okay, and he almost sneaks out on us, but he gets back on top of it. Okay, we got bullets X. Okay, but for the nose here, he's got nub. You'll notice he's working here, and he starts out in a G, and then he works to the B gap. Got lucky right there. Okay, you can see him here. And then we're going to X with the linebackers. Well, we're supposed to X, but he just went ahead and came after him. Okay, here's another one I was telling you earlier about, you can get unconventional with it. Technically this is a dog blitz because we're bringing a safety and we're bringing 1 linebacker. But we're bringing a safety from over there, and we're bringing a linebacker from over here. So, but it's not confusing to the kids. They get the call, look down, and they're running what's on the band.
Coach, do you have your kids use the bands during practice?
Yes.
You made the full call during the week?
Well, we do, like I was saying earlier, we do a lot of base. So a lot of times in practice, especially when we're just getting in what the other guys do, a lot of it is just base. Now we'll start incorporating when we go to the team segments, and we do blitz periods at least twice a week. So we'll have a 10-minute period where it's nothing but just, we're working the dog blitzes, and then we're working through the lions, that we think are going to be good that week, the 1-backer blitzes, and we'll do a blitz period where, we can get out 5 dummies and line up, run the blitz. Here comes the second group, because we have 33 of the bands, and here comes the second group. Meanwhile, the first group runs the blitz, and they go stand over there. Here comes the second group. They line up, they run the blitz off the dummies, and then we turn right back around, and here comes the first group, and they're running another blitz. And so it's just a way to try to maximize maximize the reps with that. But yeah, we use them quite a bit. Maybe not as much, honestly, on Monday, because, Monday is kind of our install day, and we're, talking about, and we got to be able to play bass. We feel like we need to be able to line up and play whatever it is that they do and make a recognition and line up and play ball. But then we'll start using them more and more throughout the week. Sure. See right there, that may have been a bust, because he needs to be on pill control. You see that? So got lucky there too. All right, so here's one. This turned out to be one of our better blitzes this year, just kind of going back and doing analysis. It's a lion. Okay, so remember, lion is going to be, he sees lion, and what that guy knows is the defensive end's about to climb, and I'm about to come underneath him. But for the linebacker, he's going to be working A gap right here. We've got a nab on, so this guy's crossing face and hopefully occupying the center. And it was just, it was really difficult for folks to pick up. Usually one of those guys was popping clean. So again, I think you can over-cheating to your work thing. This is what I'm talking about, and we need to address this. See, he's gone past cheating for him. That guy's basically in a zero. We don't really want him in a zero right there. We want him just a little bit right there. He needs to be able to get to that A gap, step and push vertical, but you get over that far and the guy may just pass you off. So need to do a little better with that. All right, so it's the same blitz here. Okay, again, this guy's got bot on his band, so he knows he's got him. Okay, you've already seen a lot of this. Now, our mic band, out of all the bands that we have to pass out, this guy has more, he's got more on him than anybody because he sets the table for us. Our front and the back half are married, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. So we set, most of the time, we're going to be setting the whole thing, the strength will be to the passing strength. And so the mic has to get us lined up. Now, sometimes we want him to set it to the field, and we want to predetermine, like that blitz earlier, the Stinger blitz that I showed you. That's actually, we want that thing set to the bench, okay? But some of the calls we want, regardless of the formation, we need him to get us set either to the field or to the boundary or to the bench. You can see the blitzes that we have where he's got bot on his band. He knows he's got back out. And also, we try to put on the ones where we have some action coming in front of him. We want to let him know about it. We want him to know, for example, right here, we've got text smoke on. We want him to know that that's about to happen in front of him. So, he can be prepared, and because sometimes his gaps will change depending on the blitz and depending on whether or not there are 2 people there or there are 3 people. So he's got the most on his plate for sure. But Mike A, that's not hard. When he sees Mike A on his band, he probably knows what to do, hopefully. Mike B shouldn't be difficult, and Mike C. All right, and then I put in parentheses other stuff that's going on other people's bands while all that's happening. So, we already saw an aligned blitz earlier, but here's another one against North. And, yeah, both of those guys have a line on their band. They're starting to creep a little bit, but that's okay. It's hard to sit back there. But you can see also, if you take a look, this guy, he's also alert that it's a bullets blitz. He might be creeping a little bit too much, but again, he should be thinking or being alert for anything to spill, because if it is pass, the quarterback's likely to get bounced out his way. That's the same thing from the end zone. All right, another line. So can you tell we like running the bullet splits from alignment? It's tough to pick up, they're making their protection calls or whatever it might be, and then these guys are basically running through their gap as soon as they have movement. Okay, there's another one. Yeah. We gave him a hard time about that. It's like, man, we call those, we say we're going to Sizzler if we can get a pick six. Say, Ronnie, we should have been going to Sizzler there. All right, let's see. Another double tag, Bullets B. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so we saw one of these earlier, but again, this is what we call our Mo Blitz. It's Mike and Will. Mo is just for us. The Mike's band says Mike C. The Will's band says Will C. The Sam band says face. You know, the Tackles band says tag. The N band says knife. But on our call sheet, it says Mo Blue. But everybody knows, at least in theory, if they can, get the color and the number, they should know exactly what to do. And that's a cool thing too. It really has eliminated, when we were trying to deal with those teams before that were going so fast, they get over there to the sideline. I didn't get the call. I didn't see the signal. I didn't know exactly. Like, well, you guys get your eyes over here. We got to go fast. And you don't have to deal with as much of that. Now it's, if they get over there and they bust and we're on the sideline and we're watching on TV, we'll say, what the heck does green 3 say for you? And he'll look at it and say, oh man, because he just didn't look over and get it. It doesn't happen that much, does it? They get the call, and now the execution sometimes is a little bit left to be desired. They at least get the call quicker. And like I said, we don't feel like the offense can take us out of our pressure package just because they want to go fast. Okay, Will band, very similar. Okay, again, you'll notice you might be like, why does he have lion on his band? He has lion on his band because we want him to know that a lion is about to happen right in front of him. And that's important for him because if it's just a two-man surface, all gaps are accounted for. He can play fast, But if we are about to run a lion blitz into a three-man surface, he's got to be our B-gap player. So we'll put stuff like that on his band just to, alert him to, because we don't want him lining up thinking, hey, I'm A-gap responsible, and all of a sudden there goes a nag. I mean, he has to gap exchange a lot anyway, but just kind of give him a heads up. All right, so here's a Will C with cover 3 behind it. Okay, here's our Will. We've got a scarf technique, mid drop, scarf technique, 3 deep. Actually, no, we don't run very much cover 3, but we'll mix it in,
You look like you run a lot of man and a lot of
We do, yeah. We play a lot of man. Yeah. What's that? Well, we'll go 0, a little bit of 2-man, but we play quite a bit of man. But in base, in our base package, we ask our corners to come up and press a lot. I mean, we're aggressive on the edge. We might have a 4-man pressure and our corners, and we hype it up, and I feel like we've gotten to the point where our corners, they feel more comfortable in press. They want to get up there and disrupt, and so.
Your front end is showing up coming out your back.
What's that?
Your front end is showing up coming out your back.
Oh, no doubt. Okay, here's another one. We don't get home with it, but again, this is the guy for Norcross. He was a player, man, and we did not want him sitting back there and being comfortable. So, we came into it knowing that we wanted to get him off his spot, and we wanted to do it early. We wanted to hit him often.
As long as you come to the tackles, you're good. You get outside, he's gone.
Yeah. It's we'll see. that guy, he's coming back, and we're happy about that. We like him. Okay, another we'll see. So you can tell we like getting him into the pressure. We bust a little bit right here. Got lucky. All right, so again, you guys have seen Mo several times. It's just another look at it. And so, with these guys too, it's simple in the back half. This guy's band right here, it'll say number 2 weak. I mean, literally, he knows that he's got the number 2 receiver weak.
How tall is Will, number 9?
Tall as Kobe.
5'10" and a half.
Yeah. He's a player. Okay, another Mo. Let's see, I was going to get to the, how long do I have till 5:20? Okay, try to get to the safety bands real quick.
Yeah, about 7 minutes.
All right. Okay, so I already talked about the smokes and the lions. Those are talking to our safeties. Their bands. I put these 2 slides together because we feel like our spur and our panther, they need to be interchangeable. I mean, our spur is the overhang guy. He is involved much more in run support and all that. But in terms of like their pass responsibilities, in terms of the types of blitz packages, with our dogs, smokes, and lions and all that, their bands look very similar. And you can see here too. I mean, we'll tell him when he's in scarf technique, and again, he'll know we're in cover 3 behind that. We'll tell him when he has number 2 strong. We tell him exactly what it is he needs to do on that play. Panther band, which again is the weak safety, same thing. He's getting told exactly what to do. Now our base, we would have to probably have another presentation on our secondary, what base means, but yeah, you'll see that a lot for them. Okay, so there's smoke drawn up with the face and the tag. Free safety, he comes over and takes number 2. There's a lion. We've already seen a couple of those. Okay. So weak smoke, it's going to be him. Okay, weak smoke. Now again, if that back peels, he's responsible. If the back falls over here, then he'll pick him up. That same play. We ran weak smoke against Central a lot.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, just try to get him off his spot. So I got about 5 minutes. I wanted to try to get towards the end, guys, where I took a couple pictures, because all of this is generated off of an Excel spreadsheet. So if any of you are interested in looking at it, I'd be happy to share the template with you. It basically, I'm going to go ahead and skip to it. Anyway, there's a free safety band. His is real simple too. And our corners, they've got it easier than anybody. I mean, look at that. They either have, now you might be asking, what's rodeo? Rodeo is man and we're traveling. It's kind of like you drew him, you ride him. You got that dude, he takes off. We will chase him. Now, when it falls on the other side of the formation, we have some things that we'll do, with the safety or whoever the DB is over there, we'll kind of bump and exchange in case the guy coming in motion flattens out, and we'll do those things. And we do a lot of motion adjust, because we do play so much man. We spend a lot of time on motion adjustments. That's the thing I like about, well, that's one of the things I like about 4-2-5, is all that motion stuff is handled with our back 5, our 6 in the box, we're hoping they're not falling for eye candy. You know, they've got their rules and their responsibilities right there in the box, and we handle all the motions in the back. Well, with the exception of like early motion, you know, when it turns into empty, you know. Oh, I need to show that one. Man, we should have put this towards the front. There's that number 6 again. See here, trying to get there with the blade, but he just got caught watching. He said, well, go ahead, Kobe. All right. And then bullet splits, you guys have already seen a lot of those. Again, like I said, we can play man-free. We can bring those guys, and all we have to do is put pill control on their band. So if the Sam sees pill control, then if the back's set to me, I'm going to go with him. And we're bringing heat otherwise. That's blue, where it's 0. Okay, bullets X. We've already seen a lot of those. We're getting close, guys. There we go. Now that looks chaotic, I know, but like I said, it's a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, and you've got a tab here where it's play bank, and you go in and you type in, you know, like these are dog blitzes. I like to go through and highlight ones that, you know, the red ones are like absolutely not even considering it. Greens might be good, you know, and so you can do whatever you want with it. And you can you don't have to use flash or blade or what you can have, whatever word you want to use to tell that guy what to do for that particular play. You plug it in, and then you go to the this next tab here, which is the master, and all you do is copy and paste. And you don't paste all of that in. You just copy the call and paste the call, and it automatically. Yeah, I don't know that much about Excel. This spreadsheet we went down and saw guys at Auburn High School. They were doing this too a few years ago, and they passed the template along to us. So, but you just copy it and you paste it in, and it auto generates that for all your kids, and then you just print the things out by position. And you know, you can have, if you need 2 sets, it's easy to do. You know, if you're worried about them picking up signals or whatever, it's really at halftime you can switch them in. You go to the call sheet for the second half. It's not a problem. So, you guys have any questions? Yes, sir. The strength, we're usually setting it to the passing strength. Yeah. So, yeah, and then now the exception would be 11 personnel twins pro. We're going to go ahead and have our overhang to the tight end because we'll be in a 7 technique. So, you know, we'll have the spur over there. We'll also have the free safety over there, and he's reading the tight end. And then we've got our panther and our corner over on the other 2 on that side. We've done pretty well with it, I think. You know, but like I said, though, I think you have to spend a lot of time on it because motion, you can't just, in my opinion, you can't just kind of go through spring and summer first week, and all of a sudden you get into the second week, and these guys do a bunch of pre-snap stuff, and then, okay, guys, let's rep this for an hour, you know. So we start with that really early, and we'll do it out of base, and we'll have literally any kind of motion you can think of, and we'll rep it, and we'll go high speed with it, and try to put them under pressure with it, and then we'll go we'll do it out of man, like the rodeo stuff. Okay, how are we going to chase once that guy clears the formation? You know, because basically the guy who's got number 2 over here, he's gonna need to loosen up a little bit and kind of shuffle out. And then now the chaser, we tell the guy chasing the motion in man, he needs to stay behind and on top. And then the guy that the motion's coming to, he needs to hop outside and get some depth. And so now we're route reading those 2. But it stays man. But yeah, we spend a good bit of time on it. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, you talking about like he walks pre-snap? So he starts here and he walks over? Yeah, we could either bump our front. We've done that, or we could have the panther come down and basically kind of replace with the spur.